cada uno de nosotros estamos envueltos en la cultura y la cultura nos está influenciando, nos está persuadiendo a hacer cosas, nos está persuadiendo a pensar cosas. Y creo que es muy importante para nosotros como cristianos poder entender y saber cómo es que la cultura nos influye, cómo es que la cultura muy profundamente nos influencia y muchas veces sin darnos cuenta. Entonces, ¿cómo es que ese proceso sucede?
Culture most powerfully shapes us by simply presenting to us what is normal. I mean, let's take an example. Take an example of a smartphone ownership. If you look around, everyone's got a smartphone, right? And not just adults, but now teenagers, and not just teenagers, but even elementary age kids. Everyone's got a smartphone. Why? Is it because people have carefully thought about and considered this purchase and researched it and thought about the mental health effects and done the research? No. Instead, what has happened? People around them have it. More people get it. It's just presented as the norm. And if you're a teenager and you don't have one, people look at you like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you have one? Because if you want to be normal, you've got one. And so what has happened? Well, we went from, a few people having smartphones to a growing number to now everyone's got one. Why? Because that's just presented as normal. Now, of course, that's just a physical thing that we own, but take that same idea and apply it to everything, whether it's what you own or what is socially acceptable or what ideas are true and good. Culture shapes us that way. And so you may be surrounded by people in a culture who hold certain ideas, and the majority of them think that's the norm. That's going to affect you. And you will then end up absorbing those things if you aren't carefully thinking about them. In fact, C.S. Lewis said the most dangerous ideas are not the ones that are being argued. It's the ones that are assumed. And that's why this can be very dangerous, because we simply assume these things are normal and then we go along with it and we don't critically think about it. And that is how the culture and the world shapes us and then carries along Christians even in the pattern of the culture. And what does Paul say? In Romans 12:2, he says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world. Don't let culture shape you. Instead, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.